Well, good morning, scrappers. Oh, it's a nice cool morning for a change. It's not like 100 degrees when I first come out here. Great. All right, let me walk over to my workshop area here. Welcome to day 6 of the toll refine on Ken's chips. We're nearing the end. We're nearing the end of the line. We're going to weigh up the second to last gold drop here this morning. So we're going to get right into this with a gold weigh-in first thing this morning. So let me get everything unlocked, opened up, and set up for that, and we will have a gold weigh-in. This is good. This is the going to be the second to last gold drop I've got right here. So we'll see how much gold is in the second to last one. I mean, it looks like a lot, but until you get it on the scale, you know, it's really hard to know. But I thought I'd film it because it does look like a lot. You know, if it was another 3 or 4 gram gold drop, that wouldn't be too exciting. But this looks like this might be a lot of gold here. Get that started up. Oh yeah, we're already over 5 grams. We're gonna make it to 6. Not quite, but hey, close to 6 grams. That's, I think, almost double the last gold drop. And you know what? I think I know the reason why, because I'm getting close to the bottom of the bucket of concentrates. You know, every time I move around that bucket or disturb it in any way, you know, the gold's gonna want to settle to the bottom of that bucket of concentrates, and I think that's what's happening. So I'm hoping, you know, that this last gold drop, which is going to happen here in a day or so, will be about as big. That'd be nice. We'll get this jar filled up a little more with the gold. I got to split with Ken, and the more gold we make, the bigger my cut is, which is nice. So, yeah, happy about the size of that gold drop. Okay, so we got one more addition to the jar to make. Might be tomorrow afternoon or the next day. And then, well, this is all single drop gold. So I'm going to have to refine it at least one more time, better yet 2 times, before it's the purity that I'm happy with. After 3 refinings with 2 different precipitating agents, this should be at least 3 nines fine, if not better. And then we'll do the split, and I'll probably do a video talking about everything that went into this, what it cost me to refine all this gold, and all the waste that was developed. The waste, I have asked in a couple of previous videos in this series if people are interested in seeing a video on refining the waste that's generated from gold recovery, and I've gotten a lot of positive responses on that. So probably after I'm all done with this, I'll start on a video on waste refining or waste remediation, because I have developed a lot of it in this project, probably 4 or 5 gallons at least, not counting what's gone into my stock pot. So yeah, so we'll do a video on waste processing. That's the word I've been groping for, waste processing. Okay, so I'm pretty happy about that. Yes, I'm accumulating quite a lot of acidic irony waste, especially from extracting the steel bits from the IC chip remains. I'm storing the waste products in these muriatic acid bottles. This is the muriatic acid that I use to actually extract the iron from the mud. And then afterwards, I just poured the waste product right back in the bottles for storage for now. So I'm developing quite a bit of it. And I've got a little bit more even beyond this. So definitely we'll have to do some serious waste remediation or waste processing. And since there was so much interest in it, I will do a video on it and show you how I process this kind of waste, because you can't just dump it down the drain. You know, it's illegal. It'll dissolve your pipes. It's really not nice. So yeah, we gotta process this waste. So I'll make a video on that. But that's for the future. First, I got to get through extracting all the gold from Ken's chips. Then we'll work on that down the road. So this is a momentous occasion. Yay! Finally here. This is the last gold drop. After all the extractions on the concentrates from Ken's chips, this is the last gold drop. Okay. So the second to last gold drop was pretty good. Not quite 6 grams. We'll see what we get out of this one. Hopefully we'll get as much or more. I don't know though, that second to last gold drop, that was pretty good. Wow, look at the color change already. We shall see what we get out of this one. Oh yeah, nice color change. Still a little yellow at the top, so I'll put a bit more in. Oh, now we're getting some good foaming. Okay, the foaming tells me we've got enough SMB in there. I'm using Stump Out by Bonede as usual. Contains sodium metabisulfite. That's what we need to drop the gold. Okay. Lid that up. And we will let that do its thing. And we'll see how much gold we get out of this last and final gold. Well, actually, I lied. This is not going to be the final gold drop. I think I mentioned earlier, this gold is not pure enough for me, okay? So I got to refine it a couple more times, so there'll be a couple more gold drops, but this is the last drop from the concentrates. We'll finally have all the gold, and we'll be able to get a preliminary weight on it after I get all of this processed. You know, once this gold drops, I'll clean it up, dry it out, add it to what we've already got. We'll get a preliminary weight. Then I'll be able to calculate the amount of copperas I need to reprecipitate it when I redissolve it in aqua regia and drop it the second time. It'll be much cleaner gold then. And then we'll do a third dissolving and reprecipitation again with SMB, and by then we should be at least 3/9 fine, if not better. And all that won't take very long. It's all of the extractions of the base metals from this stuff that takes forever. So redissolving it and reprecipitating it again, yeah, that's the work of a day. And then we'll be finally done. We'll have the final amount of gold, and it will be, you know, as clean as I can make it, as good as I can make it. And we'll call it done. And then we'll do my split with Ken, and we'll work up how much all this cost. So we'll get around to that. But anyway, in the meantime, we just gotta wait for this to settle out and see what we get. All right, so this is what it looks like the next day. The gold has settled out. Looks like there's a fair layer of gold down there. The liquid's a little greener than usual on these drops. Guess I must not have done quite as good a job of getting all the base metals out of it, but you know what? This was the last material in the bucket. This would have had all the heavy stuff in it. So there was probably a little bit more base metal in here than usual, too. So my extractions clearly didn't get it all out. But I'm going to do like normal. I'm going to decant off the bulk of the liquid, capture the gold on the bottom. We're going to give it some distilled water boils, dry it out, and then weigh it up and see how much we got. And then we will get an overall weight on all the gold I have recovered from Ken's chips. Again, it's dirty gold, and you can tell by the color of the liquid, you know. Most of the other gold drops were not this green, but still, you know, I'm sure it's all contaminated with some base metals, so we're going to have to further refine it before I'm happy with it. But still, at least we have all the gold now. So let me get to work. I will get this gold cleaned up, and we will get a weight on it. Alright, the gold's getting its cleanup boils in distilled water over here. Another couple boils, and dry it out and weigh it up. Alright, while we're waiting on the gold to dry out after its boils in here, I think I figured out why this last gold drop, why the gold was so, or why the liquid was so green at the end. I was afraid I was getting a little sloppy with my extractions on the base metal, but here I think is the problem. My stir bar has been worn through to the metal, and there's a big pit in the metal there. The acid was attacking the metal and dissolving it, and that's why everything was so green looking. Okay, so this stir bar is ready for the garbage. That would also explain some white floating plastic I saw on top of the stuff. I was wondering where that came from. Well, it came from the stir bar apparently. Okay, well, I got lots more stir bars fortunately, so I can just chuck this one. I'll have to keep an eye on him in the future. Obviously it's not rotating as it spins, and it eventually wears down. Okay, so let me get this, finish getting this gold dried out, and we'll weigh it up. Alrighty, while we're waiting for the gold to dry up in the fume hood, let's see how we did on the silver recovery. So this flask here has the nitric acid solution I used to do all of the base metal extractions on every batch of concentrates from Ken's chips. So I used the same liquid. I just added nitric acid to it as needed to keep it active, and extracted all the base metals that I could with this, other than the iron, which I used muriatic acid for. So hopefully we have concentrated this in silver as much as we can. I've tested this a couple of times as we've gone along through these videos, and the amount of silver in here has been, well, unimpressive to say the least. So now that we're done, let's see how much silver we've accumulated in here. Well, okay. I mean, there's enough here to know that, yeah, there's some silver there, but really not a huge amount of silver. I mean, maybe a gram or two if I'm lucky are dissolved in here based on my experience looking at this. So I would say we don't really have a recoverable amount of silver. I'll just keep this and keep using it on my own chips in the future, and maybe I can enrich it in silver up to the point where I can get a decent amount out of it. You know, I'm not really surprised by this, because most of the chips Ken sent me were BGA RAM chips, and in my experience the BGA RAM chips don't have much, if any, silver in them. I'll bet all the silver that we have collected here came from the fraction of chips that were something besides BGA RAM chips. I mean, there were some other kinds of chips mixed in, and I'll bet that's where almost all this silver came from, was just a small amount of other chips mixed in. So I have a pile of my own chips I need to process, and I'm sure they're going to have a fair amount of silver in them, so I'll just keep extracting with this liquid from them, and eventually I will get it, you know, concentrated enough that it's worth trying to recover the silver from. So yeah, not surprised by this. There is some silver there, but it's really fairly pathetic in my experience. That's, you know, that'd have to be a lot darker before I thought there was a recoverable amount of silver there that was going to be worth the trouble of filtering this and cementing it out, or doing the addition of hydrochloric acid and then processing the silver chloride with lye and sugar. There's just not enough there to worry about. So, okay, let's see if the gold's dry yet. Okay, here's the big moment. Let's find out how much gold there is in this last gold drop. It looks like a fair amount. And it's a really good color too, in spite of that liquid I dropped it out of being kind of green from that stir bar getting eaten through. Holy moly! Okay, that's the best drop of all right there. I am shocked. I mean, that's about double what the last one was, and the last one was great. Hey, I'll take it. I'm not complaining. I'll take it. Yeah, getting to the bottom of the bucket. People say scraping the bottom of the barrel is a bad thing. Not when you're dealing with gold concentrates, because that's where all the gold hides out, in the bottom of the bucket. All right, so let me get a total weight on all the gold that I've recovered from these chips. Put this stuff in first, I guess. Every little grain counts. Okay. Let's add this in. Right about at a troy ounce of gold. Look at that. Right about a troy ounce. There's a few more little grains in here, but I don't think they're gonna amount to much. Alright. That's not too shabby. Right about a troy ounce of gold, maybe a little more. Not too shabby. About what I was expecting to get. I saw some of the estimates after, part one went live. People were thinking, oh, wow, you're going to get 40, 50 grams. I'm thinking, nah, that's a little optimistic. Yeah, but hey, that is not too shabby. Okay, so 31.9 grams. Now I know how much gold we have. Now I can calculate how much copperas I'm going to need, because I am going to redissolve this gold and purify it a couple more times. The next time I'm going to drop it with copperas or iron sulfate instead of SMB, and that's going to leave stuff behind. I know this isn't pure gold, okay? It's not pure gold. There's all kinds of stuff in there that shouldn't be there, okay, if you want 24 karat gold. There's going to be some debris. There's going to be some copper and some iron that I didn't fully extract from the mud before I treated it with Aqua Regia. There's always a little bit of that. There's going to be platinum group metals. There's going to be some platinum group metals in there. Not huge amounts, but a little bit, I'm sure. There's probably some silver chloride mixed in with this, because a couple of times the liquid was cloudy before I dropped the gold. And usually that cloudiness is from a little bit of silver chloride. So, there's stuff in here that doesn't belong here, and if I was to melt this down and make bar out of it, it wouldn't be as pretty a bar as it could be. You could look at it and say, okay, that's not pure gold. You could test it with the tester and it wouldn't come up to 24 karat. So, or you shoot it with an XRF gun and you'd see the impurities in it. So we're going to purify it again a couple of times. But I know what I need to do now, so that's what we're going to get on with. We're going to get on with purifying this gold, and then once I have it good and pure, at least 3/9 fine, do the split with Ken, and we'll talk about everything that went into this. Well, all right, got a little over a troy ounce of gold out of all those chips Ken sent me. That's pretty good. Now, I'm not done yet. I've got to refine all this gold because it's pretty dirty. Gold, when it's initially dropped from IC chip remains, is dirty gold. It's got a lot of crud in it. It needs to be re-refined. I was hoping to have the purification done in time to tack it on to the end of this video, but I'm running way behind. I had a procedure done on this knee, and it's really dragging me down. I'm spending a good part of each day with ice pack on it and it up instead of out here in my lab working. So I'm a little bit behind, but so there'll be an episode 7. And in episode 7, we will refine the gold, get it nice and pure, do our split with Ken, and maybe we'll melt down a bar. Maybe. Depends on how Ken wants his gold. If he wants it as powder, we won't melt it. His gold. However he wants it is how we'll get it. And we'll talk about everything that went into this, what it cost me, and did I make a profit? I think I'm going to make a profit. So, yeah, so there'll be an episode 7, so hang out. So, thanks for watching this video and this series of videos up till this point. If you've stuck through it this far, I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you very much. And there'll be one more episode in this series, and then we'll get back to regular business for a while, okay? So, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. Press that little bell icon YouTube wants you to press to be notified when I release a new video. As a subscriber, you will be notified when I release a new video. Give the video a like, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, leave suggestions, whatever. I'm always open to suggestions. Check out my second channel, ElectroGeek64. Good stuff going on over there too. Like, subscribe, comment there. Press the little bell icon there too. And I'll see you in episode 7. And probably some other episodes between now and then too. Alright, thanks again. Bye.